brewing inside my head. I'm getting closer to the breakdown, the breakdown. I'm about to break. I'm about to break without you. No shame, we've gone too deep, and I'll take this pain with me. Hold on to what we keep, all that we sow shall reap, and I'm getting closer to the breakdown, the breakdown. I feel it coming on, brewing inside of my head. I'm about to break. I'm about to break without you. No shame, we've gone too deep. I'll take this pain with me. I feel it coming on, brewing inside my head. No shame, we've gone too deep. I'll take this pain with me. I feel it coming on, brewing inside of my head. I'm about to break. I'm about to break without you. No shame, we've gone too deep. I'll take this pain with me. I feel it coming on, brewing inside my head.
And we're live.
Hey, muy buenas noches. Bienvenidos 421 Breakdown. ¿A poco no? Yeah? Shit. You don't tell me what to do. No, sir. How you guys doing tonight? Welcome. Tonight, 421 Breakdown. It's going to be a hell of a show, bro. I hope it leads to what I want it to lead to, bro. It doesn't sound too good, but, you know. What's going on, Jonathan?
What's gotten into you, bro? Country X? It's like
Dude, sometimes we gotta bring in everybody, bro. We gotta bring in everybody. You know, other camaradas that we're meeting. We're fortunate we get to do production out there in the real world. And
hey, this band, they just played the re-grand opening of the Citrus Theater in Edinburgh.
Edinburgh, yeah. Tonight we have with us Southern Ashes. We were out there a couple of weeks back. We were working out there in Las Palmas, and they were one of the opening acts out there at Las Palmas. And you know, Matt rocks it. You know, these guys are country artists, bro, because these guys rock and roll, bro. You know what I mean? Last week we had Chendo from Rustic Rose, and now we have Matt from Southern Ashes, man. These guys totally represent what country music represents when it comes to South Texas, you know, so here in the Valley, you know. So, but yeah, Jonathan, how was your weekend, Jonathan? You know, did you have a busy weekend?
Dude, I work every day pretty much, right?
This guy's full of shit, bro.
Always working.
We actually worked Friday. Friday we worked in Harlingen. They had some Cinco de Mayo a party. They had a tribute, Selena tribute band.
I think it was like Viva Streets or something like that. That was
yeah,
called.
Viva Streets. Yeah, they brought in a tribute for Selena, and you know what? The bass player is the bass player to Jay Perez.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and what's really interesting, bro, I met the drummer, and he was a white guy, you know, and drumming, bro, playing all Selena, dude. And I come to find out that he is a son of the bajo player, the David Lee Garza, dude. You know, I mean, which he's a white man that plays bajo and guitar and sings country with David Lee Garza, bro. And I talked to him, bro, and they love. They say Tejano music is Texas music, bro. Is that phenomenal?
It's in the name.
Yeah, I know. It's in the name. I know, but you know, like country music is Texas country. You know what I mean? You know, or like I call it down here, South Texas country. These guys call it, you know, this Tejano music. They call it Texas music. You know, and I think that's pretty awesome, man. You know, to meet, you know, what their idea and what their thought is. You know, when it comes to, you know, la música, you know what I mean? How they look at music, you know, and I think that's pretty awesome, bro. I mean, having people with different culture backgrounds being able to come and really enjoy, you know, our music, you know, and diversity. There you go. That's my yes. And mind you, he's an excellent drummer playing lo que es, man, you know. And anyways, I was good, man. And then Rudy worked Saturday night, right, Rudy? Rudy worked with Texas Evolution in Westlaco Saturday. And then we had a screen rental too going on last week. The whole
Yeah,
week.
we had E-Bridge
yeah.
downtown.
Yeah, and then what else, Jonathan? We were doing. What else were we doing? We were doing something else. I just don't remember, dude. Oh,
No,
yeah?
we did that already, no? Didn't we? That was last week.
That was last week, yeah.
Yeah.
We did Progresso last week. Oh, Reese says it was after the podcast. We thought we mentioned it, didn't we?
I thought we did too.
I thought, yeah, I don't remember. Anyways.
Well, we went out, we checked out some theaters, and what's it called? We did some quotes, revamping. Some,
Yeah. We're you know, looking at older theaters that need lighting and sound and stuff like that.
Yes,
So
how is. If you guys need a schematic or anything like that, don't call Rudy, call me. But call Rudy to call me.
Anyways, dude, how many people we have on board already? Yeah, we have like around 12, 13 people. Anyways, dude.
Yo ando fastidiado because yesterday I went to go work to set up stage and I couldn't do it because Rudy me echa la mala sal.
Y
And
se le chingó la troca, pero
no,
es mi culpa.
it heated up. It was heating up, and I was like, "What the heck?" So I pull over, and pues I make my way back home, but I go in intervals, stopping so it can cool down. Had to replace the thermostat. You know, I blame Rudy, echándome la sal.
Yeah. Pues chinga. Bro, since early afternoon, bro, I expect you to put up the stage, bro.
The
No,
guys were in
I
school,
will.
bro. The guys were in school. You already knew.
Well,
hey,
call me and tell me, hey.
you didn't get the labor.
I'm not
I gave
gonna-
you. I told you. I was like, hey, this is what's going. And as soon as I was going,
So what do I do? I have to hitch up the freaking stage trailer. Y chinga, pues, I told the lady from UTRGV that we were going to
y
install
como
it.
quiera te mandé los guys.
Me mandó.
So
yeah.
you can't. Hey, you don't have to lift a finger. You didn't have to lift a
Dude,
finger.
I would hold the stage so they would put the legs on it and then they'll pick it up.
I do.
I helped out a little bit. You can tell Nene. Nene will tell you. I helped out a little bit. Just saying.
What was it for, anyways?
Cinco de Mayo celebration that they had
Órale,
there at
okay,
UTRGV,
okay.
dude. Anyway, so we had a stage rental yesterday, so
Well, I picked it up this morning.
I know you picked it up. Hueva.
Pobre va.
Anyways, dude, what's going on? You guys want to hear some badass country music? You know, we got Matt here from Southern Ashes, dude, and you're gonna love the way this guy sings, and hopefully the conversation we were having off camera, we'll be able to implement it on camera, dude. It's gonna depend on Matt, but sometimes certain truths need to be told. You know what I mean? And I don't know if everybody agrees or doesn't agree, but I kind of feel that way. Ciertas verdades se tienen que decir. What'd you say? Let's do it. All right. Hey, without further ado, guys, we're featuring you guys. Matt Rodriguez, Southern Ashes. Hit it, buddy.
That's the one that started it all. It's called Regrets. In the back of my mind lives regret, and the things of my past which we won't forget. In the back of my mind is right where you live, right next to all of my favorite sin. And I never told my mama that I loved you, till the day I just broke down in two. And I never held my daddy like I should. Oh, but when I did, he just understood. I got a mind made to regret, and it won't be the last, sure damn won't forget. It's a little piece of you that I still got left. Got a mind made to regret. Well, I wish I never met them cigarettes, all them things in my past that have helped me forget. And at times I wake up in total regret. Tell you all the truth, she's coming over all over again. 'Cause I got a mind made to regret, and it won't be the last, sure damn won't forget. It's a little piece of you that I still got left. I got a mind made to regret. We all got minds that were made to regret. That's one of the first songs I ever written. That was on our first album. And we're remastering it on this new album that we're doing. I'm so glad to be here today. Big ol' shout out to Rudy and the guys. We're gonna play some songs from our new record, some songs from our old stuff, and some songs that are new, some secret stuff. This is one that went all the way to California on radio. Don't know how it got there, but big ol' shout out to everybody that's ever streamed this song. Summer's coming up and I always think about it. I wrote this about a summer love, and I always send it out to anybody that's gotta have a summer love out there. It's time you find one, man. It's called Drive. She left this town with one thing on her mind. Driving like she didn't leave anybody behind. With one hand on the wheel and the other on the radio dial. She didn't say bye, but I'll give a week till I'm on her mind. I sure did. She had a way about her that could take on any man. Didn't know if it was her heart or the way she took my hand. And when I let it sink in that you're 500 miles away, to tell you the truth, I gave up. But this feeling, it stays. I could just drive down the drive. And I can see you there, waiting outside in your long tangled hair, waiting on me to arrive. I'm on my way, I'll be on my way. If I could just drive, if I could just drive. So far she can pull my heart with just her voice. If it was up to me, I'd stop thinking of you, girl, but it ain't my choice. Even though you're 500 miles so far away, to tell you the truth, I gave up, but this feeling isn't staying. If I could just drive down the road, 5 minutes to your house, pedal to the floor with the windows rolled down, I could see you now. If I could just drive, I could see you there, waiting outside in your long tangled hair, waiting on me to arrive. I'm on my way, I'll be on my way. If I could just drive, oh, if I could just drive. She left this town with the one thing on her mind. That's called Drive. You can find that on all our platforms. It's one of my favorite songs. It was one of the first songs that we ever started doing as a band that ever kind of did something. And big old shout out to all that independent radio that got to play it out there. We're doing a new project, and I'd love to play some songs off of there. This is gonna be your first time ever hearing some of these. But this happens to be something that came out special in the studio, and I'm so grateful for Rudy and his boys for letting us come out here. I know the boys are not with me, so big old shout out to Southern Ashes and the rest of the boys. But this is a little song called Maria. This is gonna be something that's gonna be on there. If you can find it on the record, it's gonna be a sneak peek. Shout out to all my people that work too hard, man. This is for you. You will find love. Down by the border, I was running out of love. Tired of the oil and the labor, I was done. I spent all my money in that little bar, fighting all my demons, but an angel wouldn't part. Named by her mother, who she didn't know. Her hair was like the river, it was long and never flowed. We got lost in a song, we danced to meet their sorrow. Knowing she was leaving, she whispered, "Te apuro." It was 2 quick steps, don't let go. 2 more cigarettes and 1 more for the road. It was so damn good, hold me close. 2 more minutes south of the border, swear I'd not call home. Couldn't find that woman, so I kept riding on. Deep in Reynosa, I think, and she was gone. My newfound friends said, "Pregunto por ti." dark-haired sandy boy that fled the orgy vein. Under a Modelo sign, I found my broken one. She wearing that neon like I once was. She jumped in my pickup, said, let's go, vamonos. She cried tears on me, said, don't ever let me go. It was 2 quick steps, don't let go. 2 more cigarettes and 1 more for the road. It was so damn good, hold me close. 2 more minutes south of the border, it's where we now call home. It's home. It was 2 quick steps, hold me close. 2 more kids, and there's 1 more on the road. It was so damn good, I never let her go. 2 more minutes south of the border is where we now call home. It's home. Like I said, that's a secret track on there. We hope you all like that one. I'm very big into storytelling. I've always have been. This new record has allowed us to express ourselves in a different way of Southern Ashes that a lot of people have been seeing this year. We're so grateful for a lot of things, man. And with that being said, there's no other way that I could express that in an album without putting a song about how close we've gotten with God and country music and with our people. This is the hardest song that was to sing in the studio. I'm gonna do my best to sing it with y'all today. It's called Thank God, and it always turns out to be that this song is always for you who is supporting us, you who share this, and you is a lot of people. So if you're watching this and you've helped us along the way, this song's for you. It's called Thank God. This is gonna be on our new record. I've been tangled up all in a mess, holding on to what I got left of my sanity. Left lonely out in the cold, then you came, I lost control of my heartbeat. And I thank God that I found you, 'cause Lord knows that I needed you. Like the moon needs the stars and the strings on this guitar, my demons all gone ever since you came along. I thank God. Oh, no, no, no. Never been good with words, breaking down, running around, losing my worth. Oh, you showed me better love, one that I can be proud of with more than words. And it's been so simple like the song, nothing left to do but sing along. You know, I've been praying and hoping and wanting for someone to come. Now here you come, and I thank God that I found you. 'Cause Lord knows I needed you. Like the moon needs the stars and the strings in this guitar, my demons all gone ever since you came along. I thank God. Oh, I thank God. Oh, I thank God that I found you. 'Cause Lord knows, oh, I needed you. the strings on this guitar. My demons all gone ever since you came along. Like my mama needs daddy, and daddy needs me. Ever since you came along, baby, well, I thank God. Oh, yeah, I thank God. I thank God for every single person that loves country music, man. Sports people like us. I thank God. Thank y'all.
Now, and we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that was Matt Rodriguez. Rodriguez, like we are, and Southern Ashes, dude. Telling you, bro. We South Texas, bro. South Texas country, bro. Just saying, Jonathan. I mean,
I think it's time we make our own TV show, bro, or our own movies over here, because we've got the musicians out here to make some great
dude.
intros.
It's always been said that Austin is the capital of music, and it's true. You know what I mean? But Texas, all around, dude, has huge talent, man. That's not discovered, And these guys are, hitting it. You know what I mean? So, shout out to these guys, Matt. Southern Ashes. Yeah, dude. Even the name's pretty cool. Southern Ashes, bro. I wonder how he...
And it's a rattlesnake, the logo.
The logo's a rattlesnake. Yeah, dude. I wonder if where you got the name from. I guess we're gonna have to ask him that. Where you got that name from. But yeah, dude. Bienvenidos, Matt.
What's going on, guys?
Oh yeah, dude.
They twisted my arm on a cold one.
Sorry, bro. We
I told you we're that band.
We're that band. There you go.
Even though they're not here today.
Hey, Matt. Something we didn't talk about earlier. How did you guys come up with the band name Southern Ashes? Bro?
Ooh, it's not as fun, and I gotta give props to one of my best friends. So we were supposed to be called American Iron.
American Iron,
but it made me feel weird because I'm a skinny dude, man. I'm not like him. I'm like that'd be different.
Gordo, you've been gordo.
So we were in a barbecue, and I'm like, guys, I got to come up with a band name. I don't want to use my name. I'm not Johnny Rodriguez. And my buddy goes, the ashes are flying from the pit. And a big old shout out to Jojo Rios over there at Buckhorns and Elsa. He goes, what about Southern Ashes, bro? Look at the ashes are blowing, come back from the ashes, bring the country sad songs back. And I'm like, nah, that's bullshit. we took it and ran with it. So big old shout out to my best friend who actually probably named the band.
Wow, pretty badass, dude. And you went to cookout, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Southern Ashes, bro. No, dude, I really like the name, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
So where did the rattlesnake come into play?
Yeah.
So the rattlesnake came out recently, right? So I like to tell stories with stuff. So we started off with an Indian headdress. If there's somebody out there that can find like the first logo, it was like a colorful Indian headdress. And the headdress was a representation of me being annoyed with everybody, like having, no knock on anybody, but everybody was cowboy, barbed wire, storms. Everybody was something country. And I'm like, I want to be different. We're playing cowboys and Indians. How about I be the weirdo? Because I was the guy that was playing songs that not anybody was like playing, and I was getting up there on Converse, and I would swap out my boots for Converse when I was tired, and I felt at the time that the Indian headdress worked, right? And then we went slowly into the Indian headdress to a coyote. Still represented the theme of the desert. We're out there alone, and the coyote represented our brand as a we're alone out there. We're lone wolves.
Right.
You see some of us, I came in here by myself. We do that. I go out there and I do things on my own, and we don't have this crazy big team. So then the snake came along because slowly but surely, we had to bring our fangs out.
when it came to Doggy Dog World.
Right, right.
And we all know what that means, right?
Oh, exactly. Yes.
So it's gonna slowly but surely. I'm probably saying it here, and now I have to abide by it. The snake and the coyote are gonna come together. So it's two animals that represent us. Because a rattlesnake, it's a rattlesnake.
Yeah.
Rattlesnake's not gonna bite you unless you mess with it,
Definitely. Yeah.
and that's Southern Ashes.
There you go. Damn, dude. Yeah, yeah. You're deep, bro. You're deep. Yeah, you're.
And that's because we didn't even smoke anything.
I know, right?
Hey, I hope there's a bite or two today. See what happens with this talk.
Yeah, dude. Nah, dude. Watching you perform out there, out there at Las Palmas, dude, and you're on point, bro. You're freaking
you,
on
man.
point out there, dude. And that's why I told you, hey, bro, you need to come on to the show, bro.
I appreciate the invite, big time.
I mean, dude, it's just things to always fall into place, bro. You know what I mean? And getting to meet you and stuff like that, and talk with you and stuff like that, and you're a story guy. You have a lot of history on you, bro. Like how you started and stuff like that, becoming a musician. You were working with Chendo, from Rusty Groves for a little while.
We both started the band a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like, big old shout out to Chendo and those boys from Rusty Groves. Yeah. I'm so proud of that dude. Like, my thing is that if we can all start something and do something differently, like the Highwaymen did it, why can't we? Like,
yeah.
So we started the band a long time ago, like 10 years ago. And he was my guitar player. He was my homie for life.
Yeah,
you call it, if he watches this, he knows that we called him Palm Tree back in the day because he was taller than me, skinnier, and he wore this big old hat that was like this big.
Yeah.
And I was just a guy that was wearing flat bills, and to this day, I'm still that guy.
Yeah.
So
that show. I mean, when I was talking with him, bro, yeah, he's texting you, or you were texting him, talking with him, I mean, you guys are in real good communication, bro. So
we got history big time. I think we
Definitely.
have like a musical brotherhood connection because we both lost somebody that was in our band that meant the world to us. We lost connection when he left the band Southern Ashes, and then when our dear friend Miss Ruby Martinez, who was our fiddle player, both of ours, when we were both in the band, we reconnected at her funeral. Like, hey, bro, how you been? Hey, dude, I've been thinking of starting a band. Do it, dude. Get on it, bro. You only live once.
Definitely.
And so that bond that we have because of her, we'll always respect each other in that sense. I'll never lose respect for that man because of her. It's all because of her and him and his family. They're great people.
Yeah, I'm interesting how, and I'm sure he mentioned it at the podcast too. Mentioned that fiddle player. You know what I mean? And she was your guys' fiddle player, and it was a girl, it was a woman.
Yeah, she was an amazing person. Yeah, we talk about her everywhere we go, dude. She was, how music is. We rarely see our families when we get the chance.
Definitely,
we're always hustling. But that lady was like my second mom. How are you doing? Are you sad today? It's very rare that you have that figure in the. It's always machismo. It's like, hey, bro, what's up? Suck it up. But she was that person that was like, hey, you doing okay today? You look a little off.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, don't drink too much. Did you eat? Do you want food?
Yeah. The motherly, the woman that cares for her children, bro. I like that, bro.
Yeah.
So that's awesome, bro. I mean, that you guys recognize this same person, that really brought you guys together, as camaradas, and the fact that you guys are gigging at the same place and you guys are hanging out and talking and seeing each other play, dude. It's awesome, bro. I mean, it's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, definitely. I love that you say that because music is brotherhood.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all working for the same thing, dude. And if you have to be like, I don't like him, dude, we all get up in the morning. Some of us work day jobs. Some of us, hustle 3 gigs in one day. Y'all were saying how busy you all were. And it's the same thing. You have respect for each one of the others because we all put the same amount of money and time into this. And and not a lot of people can do it.
Yeah. I mean, putting time and effort, bro, that's not paid. You know what I mean? There's a lot of effort, like we all learned, what we're doing here, like Jonathan. I mean, he's done so much homework on cameras and, lighting and getting the proper devices to even do this show that we do. You know what I mean? It takes a lot, I mean, putting in the music, into the internet, dude, and stuff like that. It requires a lot of work. You know what I mean?
It does.
Yeah. I see it. I see the work. You know what I mean? I just sit here, bro, and I enjoy the show. You know what I mean?
No, he still complains about it.
Well, you
He's
gotta
like,
have a bitch.
you
or
wanna
something,
Paid
you
his
know?
dues though.
He's like, you want to make a change? He's like, no, it's just a lot of work. And I'm like, you're not gonna do anything, dude. You're just gonna be there.
Yeah, so he goes, hey, we're gonna make this change. No, no. Are you gonna do it? No, I'm not gonna do it. Well, we're gonna do it. I said, fine, fine. But nah, dude. I mean, dude, it's awesome, bro. It's awesome seeing you guys perform, dude. And you know, one thing that we also have as being in Texas, bro. We have country music is como te diré, we relate to country music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We relate, just like we relate to the conjunto tejano, to the mariachi, because we're Mexicans and stuff like that.
Their stories.
You know what I mean? Exactly, bro. The countryside, we relate to it because, dude, South Texas country comes from George Strait, the king of country music.
Yeah.
Was born and raised south of San Antonio, and I keep saying it because it's something that we relate to. Whether, you know, if you just want to be straight up, puro regional, or, sorry, dude, crecimos en una área donde el country music era bien popular. You know, back in the 90s when I was growing up, dude, Tejano and country were together, dude.
Yeah, we had that conversation about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we were talking about like my grandpa tells me a story. My grandpa owned a Golden Q in Elsa for many years, since 1972. And there's the stories that I heard from gentlemen back then was like, nah, dude, like, it's so cool that you're doing this, because I would play acoustic there. And they're like, oh, Papa, you remind me of back in the day when I got out of high school and Freddie Fender and Willie Nelson were playing down the street. And I'm like, in Elsa? He
Dude,
goes,
Freddie
yeah,
Fender
Jesse's
played
place.
Freddie Fender played everywhere in El Valle, bro. In fact, my dad is was born in the 30s, bro. He even said that Freddie Fender came to hang out here with them, bro. So Freddie Fender hung out with everybody. I mean, and just, you know, they didn't know him as Freddie Fender. They didn't know him as Valdemar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, that's how he was known, you know, Valde, you know. And weird. Everybody knows him as Freddie Fender. No, my dad goes, no, era Valde, you know. What? But, you know, how things are, bro. Once again, this is going back to the 50s and 60s, bro, how country music has been in our blood. You
Country
know?
rolling
Country
too,
rolling,
yeah.
Really, yeah.
For
Definitely,
sure.
dude. Country rolling. And dude, that's unique country right there, dude.
Yeah, country rolling is probably one of the reasons I started this. I mean, I don't play it because I think I suck, and I don't have the I don't want to disrespect it. But if it wasn't for country rolling, I don't think I would have a band. And I'll tell you like how this happens. It's ironic. You say I have like a weird story. So, Miss Ruby, who I met, who became our fiddle player when we started, mine and Chendal's, she played fiddle for country rolling.
Yeah.
So as a kid, driving in college, trying to be cool, listening to Arnold Junction, listening to the 2Gs, listening to country rolling on burnt CDs, I would hear him say, and Miss Ruby on the fiddle, and she would play, and Tony, échale, Tony. And so Tony and Ruby ended up helping out my band in certain gigs.
And Tony's still gigging out there.
Yeah,
And
shout out to
he,
Tony Jr.
He plays with. He also gigs with Invasion. I don't know if you know Leo from Lyford. He helps. Tony helps him out sometimes out there. as far as
I don't know
know
if he's still
Or
playing
back
because
in
I
the
know he
day.
was sick.
Back in the day,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I'm thinking 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
Or
shout
be-
out to Tony Senior, man.
Yeah.
Like all those, if that country rolling band, it made me realize one day that I was sitting there. I'm like, dude, you're playing with the legends that you used to sit and hear, like the TCB band. Like, there's a guitar player named Homer. I don't know if you know him. I forgot his last name, but I got to hang out with older musicians before I hung out with younger musicians, and
Right,
it kind of put me in my place. And I was like, you guys were the TCB band, and you guys were the country rolling band, you guys were the Arnold Junction band. Dude, I'm just a kid just trying to sing covers right now.
Right, dude. Dude. I can tell you this much, bro. Willacy County, bro. I had heard of country rolling. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But when I went into Willacy County and you tap into Star County, because we do sound rentals out there and stuff like that, and how huge it is, bro. Like huge. Like the moment they play a country rolling song, everybody's on the dance floor. Everybody's singing the song, bro. Like
It's what we grew up on. It's like, man, ¿cómo te decía? Like, there's like certain CDs that you hear, like, I guess it's like everybody's making fun of Te extraño más que nunca y no sé.
yeah,
Like,
Marco
Jesus.
Antonio.
Everybody knows Jesus.
Marco Antonio,
Yeah, Marco Antonio Solis.
yeah.
Any Mexican household knows it because your mom listened to it. And I think our parents, if you grew up with like a country dad or like a country mom, you know country rolling. They were at the
country
pachangas, they were at the trail rides. And I know a lot of people now growing up, because I used to do trail rides. I used to ride horses and stuff. And every single trail ride had country rolling playing there. Like his thing was not venues. And yeah, he did the viral. But when it was my era, like I would see him at the North Verde trail ride. Estoy en el rincón, una cantina.
I mean, dude, yeah, dude, to the point where, bro, you hear it enough, it se te contagia las rolas.
You
there.
go, like you flash back. And you're
Yeah.
like, ¿Dónde está mi papá? Saca un beer.
I just, to me, it's just amazing. And to the point where Rudy's freaking 22 years old, bro. And he knows that shit. He loves
He shouted it out. That was
I
the
know,
first.
that's
Control
what-
it.
Dude, that because, bro, he grew up in an area, bro, where, hey, somos Mexicanos, bro, but we live out in the country. And out in the country, guess what? You still listen to country music.
But I think it's like, because, tell me if I'm wrong, dude. Like, what do you all think? Like, he was like generations ahead of stuff. Like, nobody was doing, like, let me make a country song out of a corrido. Like, nobody. And now there's bands out of El Paso that are doing it and on TikTok and stuff. But like,
you're seeing it. I mean, dude, he really was, believe it or not, country rolling. And I can guarantee Rock and Roll James, my camarada, will agree that guy was really on his own pedestal, bro. Like,
yeah.
the way he would play country, the way he approached, you know, that was hardcore South Texas country. You know, I have to admit. You know,
And I wasn't born back then, but I heard stories from like Nando Ramirez and them from that he owned the Viral.
yeah.
I heard stories that like maybe you remember. I don't know. I'm not calling him old or nothing.
Yeah.
But apparently,
Do it.
like the
Call him old.
dude, the dude would walk in on a horse
Yeah.
on stage. Like, who are you, Vicente Fernandez? And he goes, no, I'm just gonna get up there and start. Que sepa bailar, de amorotar. Like, who does that
dude,
now?
Dude, it was country music in Spanish, bro. You know what I mean? Believe it or not, dude. A while back we did sound. I don't know. Do you remember the name of the band? No, I don't think you were really with me that night. It was Abraham. There was this country band out of Monterrey, bro.
Oh shoot.
Do you know what I just said? Monterrey. They play country music, bro, and they played here at some political event that was happening out here in Olmito. You know, out there by 1732, dude.
Uh-huh.
Over there going towards ¿Cómo se llama? Mel's.
Mel's.
Honky Tonk, yeah. Pero it was a little ranch out there.
Shout out
You
to
were there?
Mel's.
You remember that band?
I wasn't there at night.
You know, dude.
But it's huge down there in Mexico too.
Mexico likes country music too, bro.
Yeah, during COVID, I got like super drunk. I was telling him about it. I went into this like weird, like pissed off thing, and I'm like, dude, why don't people just bring back Tejano and country together? Like, why don't the CMAs just get Emilio Navara's kids and George Street's kids and do a big old tribute? Why is that not a thing yet? It would blow up the internet.
Definitely, dude. You know,
And then when I leaked into that, there was a band from Mexico that did, and we make fun of it on stage. I think my guys will tell me that I'll do Cuando caiga el sol, la luna neon, and they have like a version of it. Like there's a whole band that does Dwight Yoakam in Spanish. That's so cool.
yeah, it is, bro. I mean, dude. You know, it's like it goes back to what I was talking earlier to these guys. David Lee Garza has Billy, his I think that's his name, Billy, and he's the bajo player and acoustic guitar player that plays for David Lee Garza. He's been playing with him for over 25 years, bro, and he's the one that sings the country music for David Lee, bro. You know what I mean?
That's cool. I didn't know
That
that.
guy plays bajo sexto. He's a white guy, dude. Plays bajo for the past I don't know how many years that he's been playing with David Lee, bro. And then his son is playing drums for this tribute Selena band, you know. And oh, by the way, he also plays drums for Little Joy La Familia.
Shoot. Is it that Beady Beady Bomb band?
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
They're so good.
Dude, I mean, they're all professional musicians,
Yeah,
bro.
I
in that
ran into
band.
them at the Texas Fair and Festivals event.
Yeah,
They're so cool.
dude. Yeah, dude. It's like, and you see him. He's a white boy, and he goes. Now I was talking to him. How did you get? He goes, "It's Texas music. How can I not know it?"
It's Texas, dude. Yeah, like
You know, that to me, wow, dude, I felt so good, bro. Like, hey, dude, you define the music because of our where we live. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I mean, he's from the San Antonio area. You know what I mean? Pero pues the fact that, hey, dude, that's all he's playing. You know, he's playing all your, Selena cumbias, dude. You know?
I think it just does this. And maybe I don't know because we're from Texas, we don't know. But I think that because even like people, I get stuck saying sometimes we're Texas country, but I have to like make sure that I say no, like we're country. Like we somehow got a song all the way in California, like in college. Like I did that song Drive, and I just shared it to like random NPR stuff and all
Right.
these like SoundCloud radio stations. And then I got an email from like this Santa Barbara, hey, we're Outlaw Santa Barbara. And I'm like, what the hell? And I looked at their website and I was like, oh, they're playing it in California? Like our song played after Californication and then Dwight Yoakam. But when I see that, I wonder, do people like when they hear country or do they say that's Texas music? It's Tejano and country. Like that's Texas. That's Texas.
Dude, I'm gonna be straightforward, dude. I hear the difference. I hear the difference when it's Texas country to when Nashville is great. It's beautiful. I mean, they're producing great music. They've just modernized country music.
Mm-hmm.
It's modernized and to the point where
It's overproduced.
Well,
they're using
it's
fake-
mainstream. I call it mainstream.
Well, they're using fake instruments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You know
real
what I
popish.
You know what I mean? In other words, the snare hit that you hear,
It's AI.
in other words, they layer drums.
AR, artificial Rudy.
I mean, and mind you, that happened in the '80s in the rock world too. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. I just don't think country music.
It doesn't fit that.
It doesn't.
You have to. So my ground roots of what became country for me was George Jones, storytellers, people
Right.
that, dude, when you hear him sing it, like it's like George Strait, for example. You said George Strait, right?
Yeah.
He never wrote any of his songs, but he would pick his songs, and it's like, I felt that.
Yeah.
It's the same way as Vicente Fernandez picking a Juan Gabriel song, saying, he had great songs that he could have
Yeah.
done, but he didn't do that. He picked what he loved. So I think that's the element that's missing. You can always have the machine, but you're missing the heart in the machine.
Yeah, you're right, dude. Definitely, dude. I mean, dude, and you hear George Strait, and I mean, dude, he just sold out not too long ago, Jonathan. Didn't George Strait just
Yeah,
sell
with
out
Parker, right?
Kyle Field,
Kyle
Yeah.
Field there at Texas A&M? He-
Puro Aggies.
yeah,
That was like the biggest. that was like
my
the biggest
cousin's going
concert
YouTube,
ever.
start
that's
throw
like
around
the
here.
biggest concert ever right now, and that guy has it, bro.
Yeah.
He still brings in over 100,000 people to watch him gig, bro.
Will I piss Rudy off if I say that I was so bored at a George Strait concert?
No.
Dude, so I love George Strait, right? Mind you, like we can sit here and like finish 1,000 beers listening to country music and just George Strait. We'll
Definitely.
his catalog is crazy, right? But I saw him play with Kyle Park and some other artists, and I was just like, man, I love him, but I think I'm just such a performer, dude, that I wanted to see him like at least walk around. I think I was just so subjective
He
to
just
Garth
stand-
Brooks.
He just stands right there, dude. and
He
just
wants
moves.
him like Pink, bro. He wants him to be an aerialist.
I know.
Katy Perry on top
He's
of the
your
fucking
traditional
tiger and
country,
shit.
He is
where he's
traditional.
gonna have that acoustic guitar and he's playing and he's singing to the crowd, bro. And to me, that's
Yeah.
country music, bro. You're telling the
Well,
story.
It was
to be
just-
honest
yeah.
with you, that's all George Strait needs.
No, that's all. When you, when,
Yeah, that's
whoa.
all he needs.
When you have a
I know,
voice like that and
Yeah.
a band like that, no, I get it. Like if I had the band like that and the voice like that, not that my guys are bad or anything, but like this guy got like a whole like symphony of country. But I get it. But I always say that and people get so mad. But I'm just
Nah,
like,
dude.
but there's a difference. Like I was like, oh shoot, I just wanted him to get closer or something. Cause like
I'm used to Garth Brooks, bro. He
Yeah,
was also-
right.
He really made country music.
electric.
Yeah, he gave it the rock feel.
hmm
He really did.
They
you
said
know?
he ruined country.
No, he didn't, bro. He didn't. All he did was he was open to ideas, bro. He was
Yeah.
open to ideas. Dude, he wrote great songs, bro.
Oh,
He
yeah.
also has a lot of storytelling.
And
to
he
do
has a
that he's
great
done.
like idea of like. Have you ever seen his Vegas thing?
No.
If you never got the chance, I recommend to everybody. In Vegas, he did this thing for a long time. It was Garth acoustic, and everybody's like, "Oh, cool! I'm gonna go see nothing but Garth acoustic." And he goes, "No, I'm going to tell you from point A. When I was born, I heard a song called 10 Time Miss American Pie," and then he goes, and then it went to. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. And he says he sings all those songs, right? And then he goes, hear that, and then hear where I decided to write this. Or he said something along that line. You know that life is like a river.
Yeah.
And he connected every single song that influenced it. And I was like, oh my God, who's doing this nowadays? Like, he just like decided to like connect all the dots, and you're looking at the map of Garth.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he's impressive, dude. Definitely, dude.
He's a genius.
Dude, I mean, he was back in the mid '90s to later '90s, to even the 2000s. He was the hugest country artist. I George Strait took a seat to the back, and Garth Brooks took over.
Yeah, because nobody was jumping off the drum. What
Right.
like they had like a drum casing for the drummer. He was just jumping off of it.
Well, and the fact that he came down there in Texas
Oh
Stadium.
yeah, like on a sting. He was
Yeah,
doing
came
that.
down. Dude. That was. I mean, he was doing stuff out of the box, bro, and people were loving it, bro.
It's adapting to popular culture in a sense.
Yeah.
You can live by it, or you can just ride your own.
And what happened is that country music totally focused on him, and they gutted him out and bringing in. I mean, at the end of the day, dude, Garth Brooks is still traditional country.
Yeah.
I mean, all he did was add distortion to his music
Yeah.
and added lead guitar, which made it a little rockish.
The only difference is the overdrive pedal.
the overdrive pedal. Yeah.
Yeah,
The only difference.
it really is, because if you think about it, like, I mean, maybe because now, like back in the day, like there's this like whole joke about like, no, pues en mis años the music wasn't like this, and I'm like, bro, but you're talking about like country when there was no drums. It was just acoustic.
These guys were
It was a
mixing-
slap pad.
These guys were mixing without a sub,
Yeah,
Like,
but like Garth, like if we think about it now, that's like saying, and I always say this because I don't compare myself, but I admire, I idolize that. Bob Seger could be considered country now.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's almost like Garth.
Yeah.
Like you lock on rock, like dude.
well,
that's-
to me, all it takes for you to write a country song is just to have the accent nowadays. It's
to
not
an
even.
extent.
Yeah, it's not even
Well,
about
it-
the
it- it-
instrumentation anymore.
That's Southern rock.
Yeah.
So
Because,
you're
like-
right. It fits into. I
'cause,
mean,
like-
to a point where Lionel Richie's even considered country to a certain point.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, how many modern songs do you hear with a steel guitar anymore? Right, like.
Well, Mexican music's using now.
Yeah, they're-
like Karim
they're
Leon,
using it.
you could call him country if it's country, but Spanish.
Dude, all I want to say, dude, is that they're using country guitar instruments.
Yeah.
The acoustic guitars, the Takamine guitars, the Takamine 12 stringers that they're using, those are all.
Didn't Frontera just do that on like the Tiny Desk? Like they brought up pedal steel to
I
do some
haven't
stuff.
seen that.
I haven't-
that
dude,
vid-
I
I haven't taken the time
I
to see that
played
yet.
it in the background in my at work today,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, wait, what the hell? Like that's country, and I'm like, wait, no, that's Frontera. What in the world?
Take that, bro. I'm just saying, dude, country's there, bro. It's still on top, dude.
Do you
We just-
remember? Do you remember? And this is relooping our conversation. Do you remember when Intocable had the Highway album? And in the bottom of the Highway album, they did pop versions and then they did country versions.
Right. They did this song called Contra Viento y Marea.
Yeah.
And they freaking put like a steel guitar
Yeah.
in that album, dude. Enrique Munoz really they did take the country approach
Yeah.
too.
That's why I really like Rusty Grills and those dudes. Like, I don't think I could get away with it like that. I could. I really do love Spanish music, and I listen to Luis Miguel like nobody's business. Probably
Yeah.
like annoy my neighbors. But for me, I'm just a story guy. Like my favorite song I'll play in a bit. Like it's called Hotel Kiss, and we had this conversation. Like,
Yeah.
I can probably lean into that stuff because I have mentioned, Mi Tesoro in a song, and
Right, yeah.
you got to really know, like, okay, this dude knows Ramon Ayala and all that, or you got to go back to Ramon Ayala. It wasn't even Ramon Ayala. It was Eliseo Robles. Like,
Yeah, well, who was singing for Ramon Ayala
Yeah.
back in the day? Yeah.
So I mean, I think all of that is just you could say, country music.
Dude.
all bastardizations of country
Yeah.
music.
Well,
in their own little-
that's pretty nasty to call it.
well, it's not. I mean, it's not.
You
a
know,
hit song.
They're
like,
branches.
yeah,
It's
they're all
branches of it.
You know.
I mean, I wouldn't want to call it that, dude. I just it's just that I've seen, back in the '80s as a kid, my godfather that I had, which was my next door neighbor, when I did my first communion, he gave me a cassette, which I now have the CD, and it was George Strait, bro. George Strait. It was probably 87, 88. You know, I had done my first communion and stuff like that, and he had given that to me, and I heard it. You know, I heard it, and it was George Strait, and the chair was in that, you know, that recording, dude. So it's like you hear that song, and you know, it's like
It's a hit, man. It's a hit.
I mean, honestly, bro, only George Strait could have made that song a huge hit, bro.
Yeah.
Anybody
Yeah.
else could have recorded it, but the fact that George Strait did that song and how he
It was
presented the song,
It was how big he was at the time. I watched the whole. I'm such a nerd when it comes to songwriting, and I want to say it was Dean Dillon and Hank Cochran that wrote it.
Mhm.
And I don't know if you know this. I like telling this story because it's so funny, and when you hear it, you never think of the chair the same. So, that was in my chair. You know, it was that. What's that? What the line that walks down? It was
It was in my chair after
yeah,
all.
so Hank Cochran wrote. They were on a boat. There's a documentary about Dean Dillon how they wrote the chair.
yeah,
And so Hank Cochran says, "Dude, I got this idea, dude." And he goes, and he goes, "You can't do that. That's Willie's song. I'm crazy for trying and crazy." He goes, "No, that's my song. What are you talking about? I wrote that for Willie." "Well, we can't do it because Willie recorded." "Hey, Willie, what do you think about this?" "That wasn't my chair after all." "Yeah, okay, we're cool, both of us." And he goes, "We're good. Send it to George."
George.
And I'm like, every time I hear it now, I'm like, bro, I'm crazy for trying and crazy for lying. Like,
Wow, dude, because Willie Nelson did that song, and who also did that song? Some chick.
Patsy
did it.
Cline.
Patsy Cline
Yeah.
did that. She's the one that really made it huge.
Yeah, Hank Cochran wrote it, and they gave it to her, and then Willie and
Willie wrote. Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, Willie's a freaking phenomenal songwriter too, bro.
yep.
That's another guy whose country music is phenomenal.
That's the guy that ties our whole conversation up.
Yeah.
Because we had that conversation at Las Palmas where it's
Yeah.
like, Willie's the embodiment of Texas.
Yeah.
Porque the vato's not afraid of Tejano.
Yep, that's right.
Like-
I mean, Little Joe is a real close friend of his, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, Willie Nelson, Little Joe. I mean, Little Joe's the goat of Tejano music. You know what I mean? And I'll say it out loud. I mean, mind you, my favorite band is La Mafia,
oh,
but
yeah.
the goat is the goat. You know what I mean? You can't, you know, the guy who's
He
performed.
would say brown soul. It's brown soul.
The brown soul, right? No, the truth is, bro, you played for Live Aid, bro, back in the 80s.
Yeah, dude.
Something that Willie Nelson did.
Fun
We're
fact of
talking
the
about
day.
the hugest of hugest concerts ever, dude.
One of the biggest concerts ever.
You know, ever. And for Willie Nelson to jam out with Little Joe, come on, dude. That's epic.
If you ever
know?
get the chance, these guys are young. I'm probably older than them, right? We're
Yeah.
just gonna shout. My age doesn't matter here, but we know this. That there was like a Tejano Award show,
Sure.
and Little Joe's like sitting there, like all bearded out, and he goes, "And my friend Willie Nelson." And then they're singing a song together, and to mind you, it was on a Tejano Award show. What the hell is Willie Nelson doing there? He just had Whiskey River, like.
Well, I mean, it goes to show. I mean that dude. They were friends, bro. Billy Gibbons was a friend of theirs too, bro.
And then you know who they did a song together too? Enrique Iglesias' dad. What? Julio.
Julio Iglesias.
Yeah, they did To All the Girls I've Loved Before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, bro, that's not
That's
even
international.
Tejano. That's
That's international,
buddy.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, real recognizes real
Yeah.
all the time. Real
No,
recognizes
real
real,
recognizes real.
all the time.
But
I
he didn't
think-
have to do that. Like, he could have just said, like, no, I'm gonna stick. I'll go get a song with George Strait.
I dude. Nah, dude. You see, I don't know, dude. It's just, I mean, look. Let's be real too, bro. They were both smokers.
Yeah.
They're both smokers.
They
you
were
know?
passing the same
You
patch
know,
of grass.
I mean, I'm sure Freddie Fender, was around that clan also. You know what I mean? They all knew each other, bro. I mean, to the
So
point,
what you're saying is that we gotta have the good green in order to be real,
real.
to get with real.
Well, I mean, back in the day, that's what it was, bro. That's how it was, bro.
Yeah,
But it's
no.
not like that anymore. But you know, it just goes to show, bro. I mean, Willie Nelson really ties it all together because, you know, the truth is that that's a guy who really was country music accepting Tejano, and then to the point where
International.
Emilio went big on country. You know what I mean? You know, in the '90s too, bro. I
I
mean,
wonder if Emilio and Willie ever did something.
I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. They might have met. They're from the same area.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
That would have been cool, cause like, I dream about that, like, cause I'm very about like, I wonder if these people did this with this, right? So like, I think Luis Miguel did a song with Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
That's another crazy crossover, right? And so I always dream, like, cause I love Selena and I love the production. Like, No Me Queda Más is like
Right.
amazing. That's a country song if you ever
Yeah.
translated it. And I was like, man, dude, Willie would have done a song with Selena.
Yeah.
100%. I will go back in time and I will pay Doc Holliday. I'm like, bro, she did a song with Selena, right? I bet my life right now. And they would have.
And they probably would have done to all the girls I loved before. You know what he did with Julio Iglesias?
Imagine Willie. No me queda más.
I think about it, dude. Back in the '80s, they did, and this is just totally going off into right field, bro, or left field, whatever you want to call it. But you know, the song that Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie wrote together, which was, you know, to help Africa out. What's it called? Forgot the name of that song.
We are
the world.
world.
You know, I think about it, dude. I mean, all these artists came together, dude. Willie Nelson was there.
Yeah. Waylon Jennings walked out of it. I think me and our social media guy, Jamie, we were talking about that, where they have in the documentary, they're like, you just see Waylon in the background. He's like, fuck this, dude. And he just walks out.
No, I think that showed like what musicians were really up
top,
there
yeah,
and
yeah.
what musicians
yeah.
really weren't, bro.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
cause you see all like
Cyndi Lauper.
yeah,
was
like
there,
the
dude.
pre-production stuff that they were
Huey
doing.
Lewis in the news. I mean, to me, I think he's totally underrated. That band that he had, that band, Huey Lewis in the news. Like, I hear their music. His music came out in back in the '80s and what do you call it, Back to the Future and stuff.
Yeah.
Gotta get back in time. Like really badass style.
They
bro.
were just hearing our conversation, like tying all of genres together. Jelly Roll's not like my favorite, but he said something that I think was like, okay, he really just did embody what happened since the 60s to now. And he goes like, musicians that were inclined to just mess with other genres. Back in the day, you're in high school and you're with the cliques. I'm a jock, nerd, whatever, this, and this. But as we progress to now, you go into someone's phone and you don't just have one genre on your phone. And he goes, it was always going to be like that. And it's always going to be like that. We're just not afraid to do it anymore because we have those platforms. He goes, so country concerts, Tejano concerts, all these concerts, because we just talked about Jesse Turner last week and Aaron Watson. Music is supposed to always be music, no matter. It doesn't have borders. It doesn't have anything.
There's no rules in music.
Hell no.
There's no rules.
Royal Rumble, baby.
And if you want to break the rules, that a certain key has, you have every right.
Yeah, just ask Radiohead.
Yeah. And I know that we're gonna get that slack about like some of our songs. I played Thank God. Our studio version of Thank God, it hovers the edge of maybe modern country with the sense of the words are, I've been tangled up all in a mess. That's country, Homeboy's lost. He wouldn't be nowhere without God. That's Chris Christopherson stuff.
Chris Christopherson, yeah.
And that's where I stole it from. But he was from
Brownsville.
Yes, sir. He played there's a YouTube video where he played for his babysitter.
Yeah. Because that boy's from Brownsville, Texas, bro. I'm telling you, country music is part of
it's heavy, man.
I
have this inclination about music, and I thought about it ever since I watched the Muscle Shows thing. It said that music's always super creative and huge around waters.
We're close to it.
South Texas, Corpus, Georgia, Atlanta, Florida,
LA.
Jimmy Buffett.
Seattle.
It's basically a lake.
California. I know. I was just talking about. If we're looking at Seattle, I mean that's where Kurt Cobain comes from.
So the rock scene comes from
Nirvana. That's also where.
Isn't that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's there, right?
No, we're talking about Dave Grohl.
Dave Grohl, Soundgarden, all them.
Yeah, dude. That's from that area, dude. I mean, that's where Nirvana's from. No, Seattle.
Yeah, they literally blew that whole state up.
So you're right, dude. I mean, coastal it's a water thing. Jonathan,
Hey.
any scientific approach on it, dude?
There's no scientific.
Tú
scientific
sabes todo, bro.
There-
Tú sabes
There
todo.
probably is like some
Agua
sort of.
bendita,
Being near
brother.
the water. Well, you have to be near your water source, dude. We all need water to survive. So if you want to put it that
Music
way,
needs water, bro.
Chingado. Ya, digo, es que para todo tienes opinión, cabrón. Pues, share your opinion.
bro, why are you trying to fight me, dog?
No anta nada.
Oh man.
Yeah, but anyways, changing the story a little bit, bro. We're also in conversation. We were talking about a certain person, bro, that has really affected our area down here.
That's
Oh,
my
they want me
impersonation
to
of a
spill
rattlesnake.
tea. We were just,
No, I did. Rudy can mention who he is. I mean,
I won't.
Rudy can say who he is.
No, just mention the story. that
No,
you said.
don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Do it.
We'll just you will keep it anonymous.
No,
Ted
but
Bundy.
like I'm
I
sure
can't bleep
like
it out. We're live, bro.
even at this point of time right now as we're speaking, most people probably know.
we'll
who
say
we're
we'll say
talking
it in this
about.
sense. I'll say it like this. We had a conversation, right?
Yeah.
The way that I've been saying, music is music. We should all be homies and brothers.
Definitely.
My band has been started based on roots of, dude, be honest with each other, be good for each other. You have my back, I have your back. To tell you a positive before we get into a negative. We played a show with Kyle Park. I don't know if you know him. He's a country artist
We've
from
worked with him
Texas,
before.
right?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know Kyle like a brother. I just know Kyle as, I like this guy. He's an amazing artist, and he doesn't know me. I'm just a local musician. So we did a show where I want to say Eddie Signs lend him a guitar. He's another Valley musician. The dude's jack imploded into his guitar during sound check, and they were in a van or some shit. You're screwed for the whole night. Who's gonna play rhythm? Like, the dude is a guitar player, and you could be a jerk and say, nah, pelate. But the camaraderie within real good human musicians was, I'll lend you something, right? So within our conversation that we had, there's people out here that we know that like to rob, steal, and cheat and do others wrong and manipulate the market.
Right.
Don't do that. And I'm not talking about any bands. It's somebody that's not even in a band, right? We'll make that clear.
Yeah.
Look at the camera. Where's the
He's
camera?
not in a
at?
band anymore.
It's nobody that's in a band, so don't start this drama.
Just FYI, he ain't living in South. He ain't living
They're
in the
not
valley.
around anymore.
He's not living here in the
They're
valley.
not around anymore.
Yeah.
They made me talk about this. My legs are twisted right now. I'm glued to the seat. But be genuine, people. Be genuine artists. I always say this. I'm gonna mention some people. Eros, all the young cats that are coming up. They've confided in me in some advice here and there. I feel like the old guy now, and I don't care if I can offer you advice. If you can offer me advice, that's what we're here for, dude.
Right.
You may know. You are 22, right? And you probably know more about sound than me. But don't withhold that on somebody. Don't go and mess with their sound. Don't go steal their equipment when they're not looking. Don't go fix their equipment and never return it. Be a good human, bro. At the end of the day, all of us work too damn hard for this.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's rumors about no, pues these guys, no, they never like say hi to people or anything, but you never know what a musician's going through, right?
Yeah.
Take their word for it. The next time they shake your hand, take their word for it. They treat you nice, man. Don't live by rumors. This is not a rumor, by the way.
Yeah.
But this is
No,
this,
I mean the truth, bro. I mean, dude, and don't be that person that if you hire that person to do a job and they do the job and you don't pay them, to go do sound engineer work for you and don't pay them.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's very sad, that conversation we had. It really does make me sad, man. Like we gotta we pray for people, man. I found my faith recently, and I'm not gonna fight over somebody or be like, yo, bro, I'm not gonna message that person like, you're a piece of shit. Why are you doing that? Never did that. I ran into people like that all my life, and all you can do is just turn the cheek,
Yeah.
until you have to do the Kenny Rogers song, and
Yeah.
and then until you have to close the door, lock it, and beat him up for daddy, right? But again, the conversation we had, we're not mentioning names, but a lot of musicians have been affected by other musicians. And as brothers, as a community, if it's Tejano country, shout out to my boys Mesteño, like Delta Boys. I don't care what genre it is. If you have to warn somebody, hey, cuidado, compadre. These guys, cuidado. I love you guys. That's all it takes, dude, because we protect each other. Because in the end, we know that there's people out for one another.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can just mention the bands that he's screwed over, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Rockstar Tonight's one of them. I think that was the very first band, John.
That was Rudy, not me.
Rockstar Tonight.
Shout out to Rockstar, man. They're great.
They're great, dude.
They're great people.
No, I mean, and I mentioned it, bro, because he's the one that posted it on Facebook. He posted that on Facebook, you know.
Yeah.
Throwing it at him.
I better not get threats tomorrow, vato.
Hey, I got your back, buddy. I got your back.
We'll throw all the pedals in this room at him.
Adam, that's right, dude.
Hey, I just feel bad for San Antonio because right now that guy is gonna start tearing that place up.
Look, I will say this, dude. In the famous words of Macho Man, the cream rises to the top. Shit sinks. If you're not a good person, you're never going to get somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You can get so far as being a shitty person, and it only gets you so far. Even musician-wise, even you know it. Even really big, famous musicians that are not humble in their own sense, God will come to their door and be like, hey, cabron, it's your time.
Yeah.
So just be nice. Just be
I mean,
on behalf of 421 Productions and The Breakdown, be a nice person.
Yeah.
We all work hard, love one another, because we never know when we have to stay at home and Rudy has to buy a shitload of pedals all over again.
Dude, don't encourage him, bro.
No, dude,
No.
It's called la fea maña, like my dad calls it, you know.
But you can also tell, like, there's certain musicians, certain groups that you guys are really solid, and owners, promoters should listen to your guys. You guys will say, hey, we know what we're working with. Like you said, one time you showed up to a gig and the console they had for the system just didn't line up together, and you pieced that together and you're like, I'm going to bring my own stuff.
Yeah, and it was no problem for us to do that, you know.
Right. And you know what? That is what gives you value as a person, as a band, because you want good.
We
you know
want to
what I mean?
You good for a venue.
Sound good,
no
great.
matter where
your
it
presentation's important to you. You know what I mean?
Some bands don't give a fuck.
You know?
Some bands
But I don't
simply
think it's
don't
that they
give a
don't give a
shit.
fuck. I think it's because they're uneducated.
Yeah.
And
Well-
it's they don't know sound, they know play.
Right. Well, I mean, dude, yes, you're a musician, but you know what, dude? You have to learn a little bit of it. Like you've learned.
Well, dog, I'll tell you right now, for the 5 years that I was a musician, I've been playing for 9 years, 10 years plus.
Yeah.
But in a band, 5 years, I was a dumbass when it came to sound. I'm like, where do I plug it in?
Hey, the moment you got a band, hey, you started paying attention. You have to.
Yeah,
If you want your band to grow and to be able to be more effective and have more gigs and try to hit the big time, you have to have an idea what's going on.
And that is why
Production value is so important. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that is something that we down here lack. And I even speak on my behalf myself.
It's in our mission statement in our website. It's in our mission statement.
Which is?
Picking up the infrastructure, the overall infrastructure of the valley. You should know it. We should be able to recite it together because it's our mission and
light the
vision
candles.
statement.
It's chanted.
No, dude, it's just that we need to become that, dude.
Well, there's a lot of good shit going on down here. We all should just pick up one another.
Yeah, definitely, dude. I totally agree. I mean, the talent is overwhelming
It's
here in the valley.
stupid. We're overflowing. There's not enough bars. Like, I want more people. Like, man, I say this, dude, and I feel old saying it now. I'm not freaking old, by the way. I like to reach out to young talent and be like, hey, do this, do this, do this. I wish that the older cats, when I grew up, I felt jaded. That I felt like I wish I could go up to the older cats growing up and be like, hey, what can I do to learn from you guys? And it was like, go away, you're going to steal my show. And I'm not dogging anybody on that, because slowly but surely, I think you have to be like in the right mindset to go up to them and them take you serious. But when I see young kids like trying to get started on a band, I'm like, yo, make sure you know what you want, bro, because this is like a drug and you're not gonna stop. And you're gonna keep going and going and going and going. You're gonna be like, yo, I'm burnt out. It's music. But be aware of the people that are good and bad in music and do it because you love it. Because at the end of the day, money comes when you have fun. And I always tell people that.
Money comes when you have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rudy?
That's a shirt right there.
That's a pretty good one, man.
Money comes when
I'm
you
gonna
have
kick
fun.
some ass, and I'll be taking some names. That's what I'm talking about.
Kicking ass, taking names, having fun, making money.
Yeah.
But definitely, dude, we're working on learning even ourselves. Like this week, I bought what are called load bearing pads, and you might be like, "What the heck is that?" And this guy's like, "I just want us to be safer. Or I want us to get up to a level where I'm like, we're not. Why aren't we doing this? This should be a no brainer." And what it is like when we do the big support, like the one that you saw Las Palmas. Instead of putting wood underneath, because wood, say, as we call it, se pandea, or bends because of water and that kind of stuff. Well, they make these load pads, which are meant for high pressure, high PSI, that you put under there. And not only that, it helps the client. Like, let's say you're on a stage. If I'm putting 1,000 pounds on each leg, I'm like, I'm going to damage your stage. So me adding these little things, these little pads, it might not be a huge difference, but it's what makes a difference between what I value for our production and what someone else might value.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, it's respecting the art.
Yeah.
Whether it be music, whether it be sound, whether it be lights, like.
And I think that's going back to that production. You know what I mean? One of the things that I've always said, in the Tejano scene or our area here, our music, if you see the bands that have stayed on top in the Tejano conjunto, norteño, look at their production values. That's the reason why they stayed on top.
Yeah.
And I'll mention Jesse Turner, bro, Signo. He stayed on top for so many years because he knew production was.
Dude, I love his stuff. Like,
it's so important. Jesse knows that it's important, and he's involved. You know what I mean? He's involved in what's happening. You know what I mean? He ain't guessing. He knows that, what, I gotta do all this. I mean, his stardom has gone down, but what's he doing? Hey, dude, he's friends with Aaron Watson. We're gonna put a show together. We're gonna record a song together, and to stay on top, to be constantly working, to be, you know what I mean?
I always wanted to ask him a question, like, for his production guy. Like, so I'm a big fan of, like, Keith Urban and that style of country that came out, because I was really big on guitars, and I mean, I'm not that great of a guitar player, but but I was always a fan of, like, this weird 2000s country that I loved it. And so Keith Urban has this thing where there's a circle in the very back of the pit, and the whole stage is like right here. And then I saw Jesse do it at a show, and I'm like, oh shit, I wonder if he knows who Keith Urban is and if they stole it from him, or who did they steal that from, where they go do an acoustic set in the circle. I've always wanted to ask that question because it's such a, I don't know who started it. Like, if you guys know, like, I would love to see.
A lot of bands have done that.
They're starting to do that.
A lot of bands have done that,
like,
where they do a little unplugged. Mana has done it.
It's real intimate, kind of like.
I want to
Mana would go
know the
into-
band who did it, like, in the 90s, because I saw it in 2001. And I want, who was the first band to say, fuck it, let's go do the acoustic in the pit section, guys? Like, who did it?
I don't know who the first one was, but I just know Mana has done it, where they do it. I think Coldplay also does something like that.
Everybody does it now.
Everybody does that.
Yeah, it's
it's like, and it's really usually during the encore section.
Yeah.
Right. They'll finish the set, right, per se, and they'll. I mean, the anticipation.
Yeah.
Right. They make you wait, and they make you fucking wait.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. To feel it. Just to fucking feel it, dude.
The ones who did it crazy, I went to go see the Jonas Brothers. My ex took me to a Jonas Brothers concert. And I don't regret it now because it was like stupid cool. Their production was like floor, walkway, stairs, second level, third level, so that they can reach fans. And then they had like a walking pad in the back so that they could get everybody that's watching behind the drummer.
Yeah.
And then they had an alleyway straight down to another stage. There was another drum set over there, but you couldn't see the drum set because it was covered. They literally went set, 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 set. Who the fuck thinks about, let's make all the tickets worth it.
Definitely, dude. Definitely.
Like what?
That's
the
a production where that's why people are willing to pay the millions, bro.
Oh, yeah.
For the
And
you-
for our area, what's next and that we're trying to push is that if you're doing a festival, you're right. You look small on stage, you're so far away. If you have so many people still enjoy the music, they can hear you, they can look at you, but people want to be as close as they can. So what's next is IMAX screens. So having the screens on the sides with cameras like that, I think that's gonna be the next big step in productions here in the valley that people are gonna start picking up.
don't
You
see
said
that
Valley.
too
I
much.
was gonna say some shit, and then you said Valley. I was like, okay,
you
I'm
see
gonna
it
shut
everywhere,
up.
dude. You see
Yeah,
it
you
everywhere.
see
You
it
see it
everywhere.
everywhere.
No,
And that's my point. That for here, we take a second to catch up, but that's the next catch up that I think we're gonna start doing.
well,
I'm
I think they already do it. I mean, you
Yeah,
know,
but it's not as
well, your typical bands right here don't really do it. I mean, typical productions don't do it. You know,
I think it's the money.
yeah,
in the area because you know who's paying you
requires
after all.
manpower and money. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I'm gonna jump into 2050 or 2500 year 2500 or whatever. Just imagine the way that you said production, because I'm a weirdo with the brain, right? They're gonna make it immersive because you're gonna have the show like right here. If I'm playing far away, they're gonna use the drones to project the screen. You don't need the fucking screen anymore. They're gonna use the drones to fucking
well,
project.
they already have the VR headset. You can do
Oh, you
augmented
can watch
reality.
the concert at home.
You can watch it at home.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah,
it's
but
not the
that's
same.
weird, bro.
Yeah.
I want to smell the guy that didn't shower. Like,
Right? His armpit smell and shit.
I want to like be able to like, oh, sorry, girl. Oh, what's your number? Like, hey, you know, you're at your house, like the dog's biting your foot while the solo's going on. Like,
Exactly, and that's what I want to say. Kind of like bring it back to 421 Breakdown. It's a show. Like we're doing a live performance. You're here. I mean, if you mess up, you mess up. But we keep on going, dude. It's amazing that people get to see this. They get to text us right now. We haven't checked the chat. And there's messages.
I haven't seen
dude,
the chat.
check. People are probably on it right now and haven't looked at anything yet.
I haven't looked much. I mean,
they're probably talking shit. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't really get to
They're
see
like,
much.
can we go smell you?
Can we go smell you?
Hey, shout out to Danny. I thought
Yeah, Danny
Garcia.
put. It shows that you care, Jonathan. But
I haven't
there are
seen it.
people that don't take pride in their work, bro.
Rudy. Nah.
Well, yeah, there's very unserious people in general. I would
There is
say.
a lot of people that don't take pride in their work,
Yeah.
and that's character. You can never, you cannot fix people. You
Hey,
can.
Shout out
show
to
them.
Adolf. Adolf's watching.
Adolf, what's up, bro?
Eat off. Yeah. PJ eat off. Those guys are doing great.
Dude, man, I met him. I met him by accident. You know, we'll honor the great and powerful Homer, the man, the myth, the legend, dude.
What's up, Adolf?
I met Adolf because of Homer, and dude,
Yeah.
he was amazing.
Yeah, we do Homer for years. You know, he would book us, dude. He would give us work, you know, and Adolf knew him well too. Andrew, his brother, you know.
Yeah.
He was he was set in his ways, and he knew why he did the way he did the work. You know what I mean? And he worked for Mike Lindo, you know, for Firstborn. You know, he was Mike Lindo's he represented Firstborn. You know, and you know, so dude, I don't know. I mean, dude, it was weird. I had texted with him, with Homer, you know, while he was sick with COVID, dude. You know,
You and me both, man. Like from one day to the next, it just happened. But
Yeah.
I think seeing great people like Homer and our fiddle player that passed away, Miss Ruby Martinez, and I've lost a lot of people in my life. I think that is why we're so humble as a band and just so. We just want, because you never know, dude. I could see you guys today. No fucking bad juju, right? Like, cheers, y'all. But you never know what's gonna happen, man.
Yeah.
I don't know the next time I'm gonna see y'all.
In fact, no, not too long ago, we had Rob Gracia here, and he brought his bass player, you know, and
He passed away.
and he passed away, dude.
And he came with his son.
And he came with his son Sam, dude.
Yeah.
You know, and dude, you're right, dude. You
Life
don't
happens
know
fast.
you don't know what the future brings. Bro.
Never.
You know,
And
and
in
it was
this-
Elias, you know, and it was a camarada, dude. I had met him at Hermes many years, dude, and he great musician, bro. You know, and
Yeah.
you know, what happens, bro, is you don't know, bro.
You don't know, dude. And in this business, I won't even like say anything. I'll let y'all's expression say it. We burn the candle at both ends. All of us in this business. Like we all, I have not met one person that's like, nah, but wait, it's easy. I just fucking work and then I'm out. No, we all in productions, lights, bookers, musicians, sound guys, hands, stage hands. We all, we're like, we're dying at work most of the time, dude. Because it's like we usually have something to do, and then we do this because we love it, or we do this because we love it, but we did it 3 times today.
Dude,
And
All
so
fucking
all
day.
of us are working at extreme all the time. It's
Definitely,
it's
yeah.
not hard work, pero
Per se, people. Some people don't understand the amount of time it takes to do a whole production. Like at Las Palmas,
The
for example.
exhaustion.
Yeah, I mean, we're there since the morning, and we're tearing down that same night. And I'm the dude that mixes and is tearing down, right? Usually, one guy just mixes and he really doesn't, do much of the tear down. He lets the stagehands do it. But dude, you'll be up at 7 a.m. You're at the venue at 8, and you're not leaving till 4 a.m.
yeah.
And then you show up and the generator doesn't work, and you gotta get another one.
Yeah, I mean, they're just.
Hey,
Texas rentals.
adversity, bro. Adversity.
Yeah. No, I mean it's stuff that we've dealt with throughout the years and stuff like that. I mean, you learn from experience, dude. You learn from experience, and ultimately, bro, in this business, I tell Rudy a lot. I learned from. I have my older brother Richard, and when I was in high school, I went to go record, at UT Austin. They have the recording studios, because you go to college, and my brother was going to college there, and. My brother was teaching me, the 4-to-1 ratio on compression and stuff like that. But then you come into the real world and boy, it's rare when you're, on a bass guitar that you're using 4-to-1 compression, dude.
You're using like
You're
10,
you're using,
12.
8, 12, 20, to one compression, pretty much.
I don't know what he's
limiter.
talking about, bro.
Me
as
neither.
a limiter
Using
type of deal
limiter.
that you learn in real life.
Yeah.
That, you know what? The dynamics are so exaggerated that you have to over compress,
Yeah.
to be able to get the sound that's going to make it sound good on the radios.
Studying music, studying production,
Yeah.
and then going to do it live.
That concept though
Different.
of like the way theory works and how it relates to like the real world application, it applies to like every single like concept. Like for example, a lot of like, because I'm about to graduate with my business management, bachelor's in business management.
Congrats, bro.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Pobre vato.
Yeah.
Mamate.
But a lot of you can read the concepts and you can read the theory of the book, like, oh, these are the ways you can motivate your workers, right? But the way you can read it there, reading it there and applying it in real life are completely two different
That
things.
goes
man.
back to what I'm saying is like, as a musician, when I played shows, so I did American Idol before I had a band.
Right.
Went up there and they said I fucking sucked. And so what am I going to do, cry about it? No, I went and go ask people. I learned from Tony Perez. I learned from, Bucking Crazy. I learned from all these bands. I had to go study them. But I had to study actual physical, not book, not videos, not songs. I went and sat there physically so I could see, oh shit, what's going on stage? Oh, the monitor that went out. What is he doing? Oh, they took a drum solo here? Oh, they extended this song because the ears went out? And so when we played a show with Parker McCullum, and this is what you're saying. Nobody told me, what do you do when every single monitor mix goes out in the middle of a show with 3,900 people? The fuck do you do?
That happens way more than it should though too.
So, I mean, luckily, like, I asked a lot of friends, like, going through it in the bars and actually seeing, like, oh, this shit goes out, this shit goes out, this shit goes out. Adversity. You just push through it, man. So, like I said, if others are nice to each other and we all learn from each other, like, if I'm able to tell a band, like, hey, man, make sure you have backup this, and just always remember, like, don't rely on the monitor. Learn how to be internal.
Right. Yeah.
At the end, even your ears. Practice. Write your songs. Don't rely on the phone on stage.
Yeah.
all these little things. Work your crowd work. Hey, make sure that if somebody's trying to like say I got a label or any of this, I got a label. No, they're not gonna be chingando you on the phone. They're gonna send you a professional email. Don't lose money or don't hurt yourself as a musician if nobody's ever given you that advice. So, I mean, luckily you have him to learn from, but if you just don't have anybody to learn from and you're just books, ta cabrón, way.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's like, I mean, I worked in the nursing field for many years, bro. And
Happy Nurses Week.
yeah, it's Nurses Week.
Yeah, and teachers.
And teachers, yes. Just so you know, bro, being a nurse and studying at school and stuff like that, and then going into the real world,
Oh yeah.
it's a whole different world, bro.
Oh yeah. I've
What you learn in school and how you have to do documentation and how to address a patient and be with the patient. Oh, trust me, you can't follow a book for that, dude.
No.
You're dealing with attitudes. You're dealing with behaviors. You're dealing with medications and stuff like that, dude. To a point where sometimes the patient doesn't want to take the medicine and the patient needs the medication. How do you convince them, bro? I mean, it's a whole different world, man.
If it's Rudy, you start showing him pedals. And he goes, okay, I'll listen.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Got a new pedal. Got a new pedal.
it's everything, dude. Everything can't be just book. You gotta. It's all experience, and experience will lead you to knowing good people, and good
Definitely.
people to always lead you to people like you guys, and just always being a good person will always lead you to better opportunities. So
I totally agree with you, man.
that's how life works.
I always told my kids, positive attitude brings you positive results.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's something I've always told them, as they were growing up. Hey, positive attitude brings you posive results.
Remember that the next time you get mad at me.
I was about to say, I think the ship is sinking, guys.
See what I mean?
No, but like
No,
how
I
you were
know.
saying about telling new musicians tips and stuff like that. As simple as an introduction or like your exit, introducing your band members. That adds a presence and how to do it. Some people are like, oh, I got Johnny, I got Jeff, I got or some people like they do a little solo or whatever. Like it adds to it.
Oh yeah. Sometimes we don't do it because we don't have freaking time on the clock. It's like,
Right.
guys, let's go.
You got
We
45
ran
minutes,
out.
bro. Got 45 minutes.
Yeah. No, dude, it's simple things. Just, and not to plug our stuff, but that's what I'm hoping to do with this album is tie in some goodness. There's a lot
Definitely,
of
bro.
dark, there's a lot of hurt, but it's to give back to those. I mean, because I wrote it in the sense of an artist and a sense of people that are broken and hurting. And it's funny because I'll play it in a bit, but I wrote a song about people that'll never change. And it says, I'm too focused on the band to ever turn around. Like, I wrote a specific line in the bridge of a song called Things Will Never Change that'll be on our album.
Yeah.
That has to do with somebody that really did me wrong. And we're over it. I'm over that person. You don't
Don't hold grudges.
hold grudges. You can't
Yeah,
drink
but if
poison.
you come to this address and you show up at
No, man, don't drink poison. Don't drink poison wishing other people died.
Yeah.
Because you're going to kill yourself. It's grudges.
Yeah.
But that song was meant to be out there for people to, love is joy, love is pain, things will never change. People never change. You can't change somebody. And I'm hoping that everything that we do is just in goodness.
Awesome. So, thank you for stopping by, man, and hanging out with us. We have real good conversations.
Oh, we get too deep into it, man.
Yeah, we get real deep, man, and we haven't met for a long time, and it's awesome talking with you, bro. I wish you nothing but all the success for you and your band, dude.
Appreciate it, man.
I want South Texas country to be in the map with the Nashville country, bro. Where we're giving them traditional country and we're giving them our own corridos, our style.
You know what my goal is, Rudy, ultimately, and for everybody, and this is me studying music as a nerd for music. Back in the 90s, record labels were throwing billions of dollars to the Valley because of Tejano. There were so many musicians that were so aligned. You know this. Bobby used Eli Das. Eli Das used Jennifer Peñas. Everybody used everybody. Eran compadres.
Yep.
So I hope that in the next couple of years, because there's a lot of good country, I hope that there's so much country music and so many compadres like Chendo and me and Eros and all of us out there that we can all just be able to say, hey, yo, we're putting the Valley on the map, and they're looking at all of us.
All of us, right? Yeah,
Because it takes a community to make noise.
that's right. Definitely, dude. Definitely. I hope so. I hope that this
hope,
it goes
man.
through, bro. Esperemos en Dios que los escuche, because God knows what we want, and
Yes, sir.
hopefully what we want is what God wants, you know, and success, bro. I mean, you write originals, bro, and I think the world has a right to hear them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
My
Yeah.
only downfall is that we just took forever recording because so many things happened in my life that we're finally getting that out there, man.
It's never too late, bro. It's never too late, bro.
God's timing.
Yes. En todo al tiempo de Dios. You know, hey, look
Sí,
at me,
señor.
bro. I live the dream, bro. I live the dream, and God has been good to me, bro. You know, I wanted it when I was a lot younger, but I got it now, and I thank God for it now.
He gave you
know
the
what I mean?
wisdom to do
Yeah.
it.
It's
know
like
what I
it's like that one Drake song,
Which is
God's plan.
God's plan. There you go.
Started from the bottom. I thought you were gonna say start from the bottom.
No, sometimes, you know, I still have stuff in me where I wanna, and I haven't been recording. I've been so bombarded with that. We've had work, and yeah, I shouldn't be making excuses, but
I'm gonna make you not make excuses, and we're gonna do some new songs here. Then.
yeah, definitely, dude, I'm putting the studio together, bro, because I wanna. My intention is to bring in bands in here to record them, you know, and the goal here is also for the bands to come in and do a studio live recording. Like, it's a studio live recording where it's gonna be out for, you know,
Yeah.
mixed and mastered in every aspect, and played perfect. You know what I mean?
When you're ready, let's go.
That's
I said
right.
it. I said it.
I hate this. I hate this.
It's recorded.
It's recorded. I know.
It's a live stream.
The live stream, definitely. So come on, Matt. Give us some. Give us some more music, man.
Yes, sir.
You know, thank you so much, bro. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much, carnal. You know, don't get we're going to Waterbury afterwards. You know.
I don't think I'm gonna go, bro.
Why,
Cause I got work tomorrow, bro. I gotta fly.
Jonathan? Where are you flying tomorrow to?
Kansas.
You're going to Kansas City.
Never been there.
Never been there.
Mm-mm.
What show are you doing out there? What?
Viva la Cirque
Viva la Cirque.
Yeah.
Awesome.
at the Prairie Band Casino.
Prairie what?
Prairie Band Casino.
Prairie Band Casino. Man, you're going with bad people.
Why are they bad people?
I don't know. It just sounded right. You know, so shout out to everybody who has joined us here tonight here at 421 Breakdown. A great conversation that we had with Matt, dude. We hit it off really good. You know, you know, a lot of good, interesting talk, man. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me see. Saludos a Johnny Reina, camarada from the barrio aquí en la 421.
Danny DeLeon.
Danny de Leon, Valdemar Cortez, saludos. Also, Kayla Sanchez, Maru, you know, and también mi primo Juan Vargas, saludos a mi primo Juan Vargas, aquí en Matamoros, who is checking out the show.
Shout out to JJ. I saw him yesterday
You saw JJ?
at Walmart.
Really?
Mhm.
The last time I saw JJ was at Easter, bro. Easter Sunday. He just stopped by mom's house, and I didn't really get to talk to him. We were already leaving.
Oh, I didn't see him.
Did you see him? Yeah. So what's up, Rudy? We're ready? We're ready or what, Rudy?
Yeah, he gave thumbs up.
Oh, he did. He gave a thumbs up. Awesome. Hey, guys. Thank you so much once again. You know, any bands that are interested in coming onto the show, you know, hit me up on Messenger, mensaje. You know, we're doing all kinds of genres of music, guys. You know, it just if I don't respond to you, tírame otro message porque si no lo veo, güey. I suck at the
Guys,
social media.
just call him. His phone number is on the 421 production page. Go in there and spam call him, bro. Spam call him.
There you go. There you have it. Para todos ustedes, you know, help a guy out,
and
man.
do it at like 3 o'clock. That's when he gets back home to take his nap, like at 3 p.m. so he can wake up from his nap.
Chato gacho, vato. Chato gacho, vato. You know, I like to take my siesta, bro, when I can, bro. Anyways, thank you so much, guys. Here with the outro with you guys. We got Matt from Southern Ashes. Hit it, Matt.
Well, it burns a little when I take a drink. Jameson, ice cold, well and neat. My times will be spinning around like the memories are lost and found. And it'll always hurt when I think of you in that town and what you didn't do. Best believe that everyone cries when I see a good man die. Cause things will never change and the heartless won't understand. There's always a bigger plan, you listen to the man. Yeah, things will never change and the heartless won't understand. Let me tell you why. Cause love is joy, love is pain. Things will never change. And there's a scar right on the mind. Got the tear to the ground. When I've cried, I've been put to shame more than twice. You know, she can meet your mama, never mean she's nice. And I ain't never been too good with the band. 3 sheets to the wind, mama, understand. If I'm ever down and out, well, it ain't cause I lost my crown. Because things will never change and the heartless won't understand. There's always a bigger plan, you listen to the man. Yeah, things will never change. You know them heartless never understand, baby. Because love is joy, love is pain. Things will never change. Oh yeah. And the truth is I could hurt you bad, but I'm too high off the ground. I'm too focused on this band to ever turn around. Need a glass of Elvis Brown. Oh, I think I'm going down. Cause things will never change and the heartless won't understand. There's always a bigger plan, you gotta listen to the man. Yeah, things will never change. You know them heartless really don't understand. Because love is joy, love is pain. Things will never change. Love is joy, love is pain, and those things will never change. That's called Things That Never Change. That's gonna be on our new album. Don't do people wrong, y'all. That's for you. Big ol' shout out to the guys from 421 Breakdown. My name's Matt from Southern Ashes. I was so glad to be here. We're gonna be at Mel's Honky Tonk in Brownsville in Olmito this weekend on Friday. And this song is probably gonna get played out there. We've been playing it at the Honky Tonks. I dreamt about a place that me and my pops would probably go. We never went there because you gotta need a time machine for it. It's called Honky Tonk Time Machine. This is one of my favorite songs that might be our new single. A dream about a blue jean baby took me back to 83. Something about her made me wonder, maybe I should find a way to make it real. I got a Chevy that runs on whiskey, blowing smoke rings from the stack. You know, Mama Man said, come on, get in. Maybe this time we'll get her back. And honky tonk time machine, back to the night where it's you and me. And a bottle of wine, we're gonna dance to the chair till I make it right. Alabama's on the radio, I got that fiddle playing rock and roll. Come on in, cause you're gonna find that dim smoke and dim light. They were playing Last Corner 8 Pocket, line dancing to the bop. She said, Lone Star Bottle Rocket. But is it bottle pop or top? Or would you say we're just right on, baby? Looking that haggard and that old strain. She said that stuff has a lot of gravy, but it sounds like a perfect day in honky-tonk time machine. Back to the night where it's you and me, 2 dozen rolls and a bottle of wine. We're gonna dance to the chair till I make it right. Alabama's on the radio, I got that fiddle playing rock and roll. Come on in, cause you're gonna find that dim smoke and dim lights. Oh, that dim light. That honky-tonk time machine, we took it all the way back to 1983. With 2 dozen rolls and a bottle of wine, we danced to the church till I made it right. Alabama's on the radio, got that fiddle playing rock and roll. Come on in, cause you're gonna find that dim smoke and dim light, baby. Oh, that dim light. That's honky-tonk time machine right there. On this record, we got something beautiful going on. I'm a storyteller, man, from heart. I've always been a storyteller somehow, in some way. And I wrote a story about this girl. And this song ended up being about many people in my life. Don't let that one thing just take your life over. Think about it before you do it. It's called Hotel Kiss. This goes out to all the girls. I hope you listen to the words. Anything that pretty in this valley gets tainted by foolish hate. If only you would let me love you, I'd save you from the snakes that prey. Freckles like gold dust, eyes like the deepest pools of peace. Hair so free she never noticed me. Not for these guitar strings. Don't let that evil world change you. When a country boy could stay true. We didn't mean to dance all night, oh, but it sure felt good. Dreaming about a couple of acres down and a couple of kids. It could have lasted longer than that hotel kiss. You didn't know it, but I watched an angel sleep last night. I woke up from a nightmare to a dream and I thought I died. It's so sad you don't know what you do to me. Not let a real man love you and show you how it's supposed to be. Don't let that evil world change you. When a country boy could stay true. We didn't mean to dance all night, oh, but it sure felt good. Just dreaming about a couple of acres down and a couple of cats. It could have lasted longer than that hotel kiss. That hotel kiss. All I could feel were the bruises and a pain in your heart. The the way the world changed you and it tore you all apart. You don't let that evil world change you. Oh, honey, when a country boy could stay true, we didn't mean to dance all night, but it sure felt good. We were dreaming about a couple of acres down and a couple of kids. It would have lasted longer than that hotel kiss. It would have lasted longer than that hotel kiss. Anything that pretty in this valley gets tainted. Thank you so much. I'm gonna leave you with one more. Once again, big old shout out to Rudy and the boys. Man, we're hitting this summer hard. We're hitting it everywhere. We're going any place you want us to go. We're doing this. I am planning an acoustic tour, and man, I'm just excited to tell a lot of stories. We got a lot of songs at the bank, and they're finally getting mixed and mastered, and they're gonna be released really soon. And while we were doing this, we're probably gonna take over K-Tex this weekend. We'll let you know more on that, and we got a lot more big things coming on for you. So, Mel's Honky Tonk on Friday. I love sad songs. Country music grew up and was born on sad songs. So I'm gonna leave you with one. This is one of my favorite tracks that's gonna be on the record. Boy, if it didn't hurt, it hurts now. It's called Goodbye. My grandma still asked about you. I hope you're doing fine. I just called to say I hope that you're good. Me, I ain't alright. There's some things in a friend that I still don't touch. I'll never know if you'll stop by to drink and catch up. I hope you ain't been listening to what this town has to say. Honey, I've been nothing but alone in a world that's gone so far away. And tell your pops I'm sorry it didn't work out. And thank your mama for being around. Wish you the best. I hope it don't hurt anymore. 'Cause all things in time go away, just like me. I hope you've been around. I know I've been drinking, so I'll just sit here with these four walls, writing these songs. And I'm sorry it didn't work out. And thank your mama, yeah, for being around. And I wish you the best. just like me. And there's no way in knowing who's right and who's wrong. So baby, I love you. Good night and so long. Thank you so much. My name is Matthew from Southern Ashes. We'll see you all down the road on Friday at Mel's Honky Tonk in Olmito.
I feel it coming on, brewing inside of my head. I'm getting closer to the breakdown, the breakdown. I'm about to break. I'm about to break without you. No shame, we've gone too deep, and I'll take this pain with me.
Went there.
Hold on to what we keep, all that we sow shall reap, and I'm getting closer to the breakdown, the breakdown. I feel it coming on, brewing inside of my head. I'm about to break. I'm about to break without you. No shame, we've gone too deep. I'll take this pain with me. I feel it coming on, brewing inside my head. No shame.